Hello everyone, welcome back to Dpenomics Academy where we make economics simple and practical. My name is Eustace Chigode Oswago and today we'll be discussing something that every Nigerian is facing presently. And what is this called? It is called inflation. Okay, what do we mean by inflation? Inflation is a continuous or persistent increase in the prices of goods and services. Now let's take for instance the 1,000 naira you can use in buying food or meal yesterday is not the same as of today. There's an increase in price. So where an increase occur in price is what we call inflation. Okay. Now to make this real, in 2015 your 500 naira could get you a plate of meal like a plate of rice. Then in 2020, by 2020, even your 1,000 naira could still buy the same plate of meal, right? But now in 2025, even 2,000 naira cannot get to this meal. And this is what we mean by inflation, persistent increase in the prices of goods and services. Now, one thing that you must know about inflation is it devalues the purchasing power of money. That is one major issue of inflation. Now, talking of the types and causes of inflation, we have what we call, one of the type of inflation we call demand pull inflation. What is demand pull inflation? This is when demand exceeds supply. That is to say, too much money pursuing a particular commodity. That is demand pull inflation. It's a type of inflation that, for instance, everybody is rushing into purchasing one particular product, but the product is few in the market. This can cause inflation. Another type of inflation is what we call cost push inflation. Cost push inflation arises as a result of cost of production. For example, an increase in fuel can be a cause of, or a type or a cause of inflation, right? When there's an increase in fuel or petrol, traders increase their products or commodity, and this can cause inflation. Thirdly, we have what we call galloping or hyperinflation. It is often referred to as runaway inflation. This type of inflation is a sudden increase in price of goods and services and can be caused by war. Okay, it can be caused by war, natural disaster, budget deficit. This can cause hyper or runaway inflation. We also have imported inflation. This is a situation where inflation is being imported from other countries. Let's take for instance, if the price of goods and services in China is on the high side, let's say China is experiencing inflation, and we buy products or commodities from China and bring them down to Nigeria, it is called imported inflation. Okay? Now, what is the effects of inflation to both businesses and individuals or consumers? One, it reduces the purchasing power of money. You may be earning 100,000, but it feels like you are earning 40,000. That is what inflation can cause. Secondly, savings lose value. The money you keep in the bank and not investing becomes useless. And thirdly, we have the cost of living rises. Sudden or emergencies setting, the increase in rent, transportation, and so on and so forth can be an effect of inflation on individual or businesses. Now, how do we control inflation? Economists suggest 3 or 4 ways to control inflation. One, we have the monetary policy that is used by the central bank to regulate inflation. This way, the central bank reduces money supply, okay, and increase interest rates. This is how the central bank uses monetary policy to control inflation. Secondly, we have what we call the fiscal policy used by the government. The government introduced budget surplus to control inflation. Okay. Thirdly, To boost local production is another way of controlling inflation. And lastly, increase in productivity. When production is increased, both inflation and employment reduces. Unemployment reduces, okay? Now, in summary, inflation is just not about price rising. It's about the economy slowing down while people struggle to keep up. That is why understanding inflation helps us make better personal and natural decisions. If you like this or you love and learn something from this today, I implore you to subscribe at Dpenomics Academy. Thank you.